So I know we've already touched on it a little bit, but we'd be remiss if we didn't spend more time with Geralt.
Yes, Geralt is in the room.
How did you originally get involved with The Witcher then?
I was invited to a casting. So the same guy who cast me in my very first video game called me up, and I just started teaching at the time, teaching full time at a university because I had a very young family, and acting is not a financially safe career, and I always wanted to teach. So I got this job teaching down in Bournemouth. I got a call from my agent. Mark would like to see you for this new video game. Can you come up for a casting session? And I was like, yeah. So I went to a casting, and the details are a little bit hazy now, in the mists of time. But I went in, they described the character to me. He's a witcher, what's a witcher, et cetera, and I auditioned. And at some point somebody said to me, Doug, think about Clint Eastwood as Dirty Harry. And that was kind of the inspiration. That's what took me down to, go ahead, punk, make my day, kind of thing. It's that was kind of how it came about. And then I was cast as Geralt.
Hey, thanks so much for checking out this episode of The Games That Made Me. We're a small channel working hard to grow, and we'd really appreciate your support. If you're enjoying the show, please hit that subscribe button and give us a like. It makes a huge difference. We're on the road to 10,000 subscribers, and the more support we get, the bigger the guests we can bring on. Thanks again. Now back to the episode. With Geralt as well, obviously having to carry that over through multiple games, how did you find finding his voice?
Well, he changed over time. He's a different voice now than he was when I started out with him. Not drastically different, but if you play the three games from 1 to 2 to 3 to the DLCs, you'll hear a marked change in Geralt's voice. The part of that is me getting older. Another part of it is I quit smoking between Witcher 1 and Witcher 2. And so my voice shifted a little bit then. But also, as I got to know Geralt better, and as the writers got to know Geralt better, you can hear a deeper and wider emotional life in his voice as we went on with the games. And it was a combination of things. It was a combination of the writers giving me more opportunity to explore Geralt's emotional life and me having permission to do that. And I think the more time you spend with a character, the more you understand the intricacies of them.
Do you find that it's been a really different experience for you having a character that you've been with for so long versus being with a character that you're only with for one production?
The way I kind of describe it is that it's rare for an actor to have that experience. Most actors move from one character to another, from one medium to another throughout their career. They might spend 6 months on the West End playing a character, but then the play finishes and they move on to something else. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's just the life of a jobbing actor. But if you're lucky as an actor, you get to have this kind of experience. And it's like the people in Big Bang Theory, the television show, they've I don't know how many seasons of that there are now, but they get to play those characters for so long. They get to know them so well. They become a part of you, and you become a part of them. Even if I were not to be cast in Witcher 4 for whatever reason, I'd still carry Geralt with me to my dying day, in a way that I don't carry whatever the character's name was that I played in Born Yesterday when I was in college, because I spent 3 weeks rehearsing it and then 3 weeks playing it, and then it was gone.
Yeah. Essentially, it's just like crunching, isn't it? It's just oh, it's gone. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really truly a blessing. I'm not a particularly religious person, but it is a blessing to have Geralt in my life in the way that he is in my life.
And then what was your sort of initial reaction to taking on Geralt? How did you feel about him as a character?
I thought he was a cool character. But, the thing is, when we started on this journey, he was just another character in a cool fantasy world. It was another cool fantasy world game. Witcher 1 was, a drop in a bucket. And as exciting as it was to be part of it, and it was exciting to be part of it, I didn't expect it to become what it became. Not Witcher 1, I just mean, that whole journey. I thought Witcher 1 was going to come out, be a cool little game that I was in, and disappear, like so many other games I'd been in. And then Witcher 3 came out, and I had no idea. 6 months after it came out, I still had no idea how big it was getting.
Oh, so crazy.
It was just because I was still teaching. I was running a course. I was, I had, between full-time and part-time staff, I had like 20 people I was looking after to teach acting to undergraduate students. Mm-hmm. And I was teaching and directing shows and stuff like that. I was busy. Mm-hmm. And I was playing the game. But several things here, I think. One is that, and the most important one probably, is that at that time, very few people gave a shit who the actors were who were voicing these characters. Since Witcher 3 came out, and I'm not saying because of Witcher 3, but since Witcher 3 came out 10 years ago, a lot has changed. Now people are interested in who the actors are who give voice to these characters that they love. Mm-hmm. Back then, even my students didn't necessarily talk to me about it, and they knew.
Yeah.
The thing that made me realize how big Witcher 3 had become and really made me go, oh my goodness, I'm part of something huge, was when a journalist from Eurogamer sought me out and came down to Bournemouth to interview me. And he said, Robert Purchase, Birdie to some, he said to me, you really have no idea how big this is, do you? And I said, no, I don't think I do.